What's up, Juventini? Never a shortage of things to discuss, and today is no different. We get the breaking news of Paul Pogba and his counter-analysis test and him failing, all right? So we have to look at the scenarios now, where it stands, and what the next steps in the process are, and how Juventus is going to react, and when Juve is going to react. All that right now. Of course, we've got the Derby della Mola, Vlahovic and Chiesa statuses going into this one, but could we be in for a surprise? Yildiz seems to be the name being thrown out by media as being a surprise. Max Allegri addresses all of that in the press conference. We're going to take a look at that. And rumors suggest that Juve is already in discussions with their main target in January. We'll take a look at that, all right? So you guys know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please share the content if you enjoyed. This is the HAC. I'm Alberto. Let's rock. We're going to kick things off with Hans Lucci Caviglia. The news breaking out today is suggesting that he is going to be heading out on loan in January. Obviously, unable to get minutes really right now or make any type of impression on the first team, and it was always going to be tough only playing in one competition. This does raise the question, though. He was seemingly being the one that we would probably use in terms if Locatelli needs a rest or, God forbid, knock on wood, it doesn't happen, but he should get injured. However, we've been hearing for about a week now that Fagioli has been used ahead of the defense more and more. So you would have to think that Allegri probably got some comfort there if Hans Lucci Caviglia is going to be on the move. Not only that, but this would also make sense if we are in fact looking to facilitate a move in January and bring in another midfielder, all right? And we've got one blip and one hiccup already with another first teamer in the midfield, and that's Paul Pogba. We'll get to that soon. But you'd have to think they're maybe trying to facilitate something and they're comfortable with Fagioli ahead of the defense. Well, as far as reports go and our targets in January, apparently it isn't Højbjerg that's at the top of the list. Apparently it's Shakhtar's Sudakov. The attacking midfielder apparently is at the top of the list, and reports go as far as to suggest that Juve is already in discussions with the player and his entourage about the potential move in January, okay? So maybe we got to keep tabs on him. You're still going to hear the names of Zielinski, Kefren Turam, Højbjerg, etc. But to me, Zielinski and Turam make absolutely no sense in January. I do not like the price tag on Højbjerg, so maybe, just maybe, it is in fact Sudakov, all right? We'll have to keep tabs on all of this, of course. Continuing on with the midfield, the breaking news today, Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba's failed his counter-analysis test, and this is worst case scenario for Paul Pogba because now the investigations ramp up. He is going to be questioned. They're going to be going on for probably about a week, a little over a week on an investigation, and then we should be starting to get the signs of what the punishment is going to be. Obviously, everyone reports the same. It could be anywhere from 2 years to 4 years. Haven't seen anyone get 4 years. However, we'll have to wait and see because now Paul Pogba has to fight whether it's intentional or unintentional on the usage. However, uphill battle when you test positive on the retest as well, which he has. This is a brutal situation, and I've always said it, whether it's intentional or unintentional, either way is a massive screw up on Paul Pogba's part. It's hard for me to sympathize with him, and I really don't, to be honest. He didn't involve his employer, so even if he took something unintentionally, why on earth would you not notify your employer and their team, their medical team, their medical staff, their doctors? It's shocking to me. Paul Pogba's made a critical error. And to be honest, it's right on par for the course on how his return at Juventus has went. Who I sympathize for, really, are the fans. The fans that have wanted quality signings for Juventus, and it just continued to not pan out. This one has been one of the most brutal signings Juve has made. I personally can't wait for it to end. If you're looking for when Juventus is going to terminate this contract, look, all signs are pointing that way. It is going to happen, but we still await their official statement, okay? And we're not going to get any type of termination of the contract until the actual penalty is put out. So we're just going to be in limbo here, waiting for that actual punishment, the actual ban to come down. So when the ruling comes down, then at that point, we will see Juve react. But all signs indicate the termination, all right? Now, we get to some tinkering from Max Allegri. Reports suggest that Max has been tinkering again even more with this four-man backline, but also what he's doing in the midfield and attack to try and help that attack get more creation and more goals. 4-3-1-2 and 4-2-3-1 apparently have been tested out by Max Allegri. Apparently, the creative advanced midfielder role has been utilized by Yildiz and Miretti, and this is apparently an alternative that Juve or we could see in the near future. Max Allegri had to tackle the questions about it in his press conference. So first off, he does give us the bad news about Vlahovic not being able to be a part of the Derby della Mola tomorrow. Not only that, but he speaks on Chiesa and he gives us the lowdown. Chiesa had to leave training yesterday, all right? He did get an MRI. It came back clear. There was no injury. However, Chiesa continued to complain about discomfort, so Max Allegri has decided to keep him rested, all right, and not run the risk. So no Vlahovic, no Chiesa. He was asked, are we going to see Yildiz? Is Yildiz going to be one of the solutions? He says Yildiz is ready to play like everyone else who's available, but he's going to have to evaluate if Kenan Yildiz is going to be up at the top. I put out a video yesterday. If Vlahovic can't go and Chiesa can't go, I definitely would not go with Milik and Keane up top. I would have to have some type of variation up there. I said Illing Jr., even Weah potentially. I'm fine with Kenan Yildiz as well, but definitely do not give me Milik and Keane up top. Please, I beg you, Max, okay? He continues on to say, tough Torino led by Juric. This is going to be a very difficult game, and there will be no change to the module. So Max hinting at no changes to the setup or whatnot, but we could still be maybe surprised. I don't know. We'll see. I expect the same 3-5-2 setup. He does say Moise Kean will play. It's all going to be about what you do at the top. For me, we need to get some variation. You cannot go up there with Milik and Keane up top. That's what I think anyways, but you guys know the drill. I can't wait to hear what you think. What would you do in the lineup set to face Torino in the Derby tomorrow, okay? And do not forget, we are live 8:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow, getting hyped up for it, and then I'm going to bring you the live watch along for that game. Can't wait to mix it up with all of you in the comment section, and see you tomorrow morning on the live and for the watch along, all right? Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please share the content. Let's mix it up. As always, fino alla fine, forza Juve. Ciao tutti.